Come on.
I'm on camera ready.
Okay. I'll face it towards her.
Okay.
But thank you for coming and thank you for being here.
It's because there's a real live audience and I'm not just talking about camera. That's okay.
Is there an audience?
It's like a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
They come on, they can rewatch it.
Yeah.
Like,
So it gets recorded and then this will go on to Class Dojo where only the other parents can view it to know what's going on because they weren't able to attend.
Yeah. But that's okay. So I'm gonna hand you an agenda. This is what we're gonna cover today. Not much. Because I'm not sure what exactly to put. And then I have some other stuff to go over later. Probably pull out my own agenda section again. So we're gonna just talk about family literacy today. Let me see if I can remember how. Family literacy, the importance of it, how to encourage it, and effective practices within your home. Some of the stuff is actually pretty cool. So family literacy is just literary education that encourages your child to read at home, and making it an active activity between parents and guardians and the child that is learning. So it's important because as guardians, we are the child's first teacher. We influence their behaviors, what they do, their vocabulary, how they talk, what words they use, and how they express themselves and communicate. We can encourage it by modeling reading to them. So they want to mimic you. They want to do whatever you do. If they see you going outside, they're going to want to go outside too. If they see you sitting down reading a book, they see grandma sitting down reading a book, they're going to want to try and do that too. Even if it's just opening it and looking at the pictures, that's still bringing that idea of reading into their mind. You can read more than just books. You can read road signs, labels in the store, nutrition labels, even though they're not that fun to read, you can still read them and try and explain to them what those big long words are
that I don't even know.
Yeah, that we don't know. You can pick out books together in the library usually. I don't know how often parents go to the store and buy books anymore, but
They're expensive there.
yeah, exactly.
They're gonna rip them up or
sugar. To have them destroyed, they're kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But you can go to the library and pick out a book because if a child picks out a book, it most likely is something that spikes their interest. Cover of it, the color of it, it spiked their interest in some way or the other, caught their eye. Ask your child questions on the things that you guys read, like what do I have? But what it looks like to them, the color of it, what pictures and words mean. Just feel free to ask them questions because most likely they're going to have an answer. And relate the story to their life in some way or another, like Chicken Little can always be related to a kid, like in some way or another.
If it's a book about dinosaurs,
yes,
you could suggest to go dig in the yard for bones. That'll keep him busy for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my kids love to dig.
Oh, yes, digging.
Play in the dirt.
We were looking for salamanders last night. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
they like doing that.
Did they find any?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
2 last night, I think.
There's a church up the road. We live over on 2nd Street, so it's like the Lutheran church, I think.
Okay.
And they have like a little grassy hill that has rocks. And we lift the rocks up and
Yeah.
spiders over there.
Yeah.
But we find a lot of salamanders over there. We found
Okay.
one last week. It was huge. It was really big.
Have you ever seen, I've only seen two in my life. Um, there's some type of salamander, but they're big. They're like this big and they're like a purplish color with yellow dots.
No.
Yeah.
I've
They're
seen
huge.
I've seen
I was-
black ones.
I do weatherization work, so we go into low income houses and help make them more efficient.
Okay.
Weather where
Okay.
they're heating or cooling, but under a trailer, there was stuff under there, and there was salamanders like that.
Wow.
A bunch of different ones, and
Yeah.
same color.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wonder if any of them are poison.
I know. The first time I ever saw one, I'm like, what on earth is that?
Yeah, I didn't touch it. Like
Yeah.
the ones that have like the orange stripe down their back, like I know.
Right,
The
right.
other ones I didn't touch them.
Yeah.
Polka dotted.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I've seen two of them, and I was the first time. I'm like,
Yeah, I was under this trailer doing it. And there was.
Ugh,
wow.
weird.
There was like wet insulation under there. So
Okay. Definitely interesting.
I mean, a lot of interesting.
I bet.
Some of it's pretty good.
Yeah, I would say.
Some effective practices we can take home. We can work on keeping our interactions warm and personal, and use descriptive words. Introduce new words before reading them, and teaching words as they come up because they're gonna. What's that word?
Yeah,
They're
yeah. They ask
always,
questions.
Always
about, like,
asking questions.
what it means and stuff.
Yeah.
Romans in the how do you spell this stage?
Yeah.
Yesterday it was how do you spell poop?
Or
Now I spell it wrong.
what letter does this start with and stuff?
Yeah.
He's learned a lot since he started this.
That's good.
Yeah.
It shows he has interest in reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
awesome. Great to see.
Yeah.
Using multi-syllable words repeatedly so that children can master them. Like, I had used rain boots last week, but another one is swimming suit. We call it swimsuit at my house. So
Right.
swimming suit. It's a two-syllable word. That can be kind of difficult to say because of the S's. And using words to express feelings and desires. Oh, and
Go ahead.
using a language known best by the child, because if you try and speak Spanish to an English speaking child, it's not gonna turn out so well. They're just gonna get frustrated.
Well, when they watch their tablets, a lot of times they're like watching these videos in like Spanish or Russian or
French
something,
and
right?
all
And I'm
kinds of
like,
stuff.
Yeah.
They're just interested in the video.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, my sister. Okay. Okay.
and maybe it'll teach them something.
It might.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Sometimes they can relate that's on the next slide. The pictures to the words,
Right.
and they might like eventually correlate.
That'd be cool.
Something to add.
I was just gonna say when using words to express for feelings and desires and stuff, a lot of the things that are going on over in the classroom are to do with feelings and how to express themselves for their emotions, because at this age they're very emotional.
I think they have. I know that my other class does. I think they have a feelings chart upstairs where they come in and put
Yes.
their name or whatever where
How
they're
they're
feeling.
Yep, and they have happy,
It's a-
sad,
Excited.
excited. Yeah, there's like 4 to 6 different choices they
Yeah.
can pick. And then if you see that they're anything but happy, you try to build on that and say, oh, what's bothering you today? Or, but they usually always pick happy for the most part.
Yeah. Another one where they put hungry, and I had a kid come up to me. I'm hungry.
They're always hungry.
Yes.
That's cool.
And it doesn't change.
I know.
It can be so funny. Phonological is the ability to recognize and use sounds in a known language. So that's the combining words. I don't know if you remember when.
No.
Okay. So I know my teachers used to go. They used to clap between for each syllable of their
they've
word.
done that here because
Okay.
Roman had it was when Miss Blair was here. She was doing syllable. I don't know. He came
Yeah.
on and he's like, how many syllables does this word have? And I'm like, you know the word syllable? Like, I learned that for like second, third grade. I don't know.
But that's kind of just what that is. And there's a game that you can do with it that I thought was cool. It's a with having picture cards and putting the two words together. One is like rain and boots, and you go rain boots, and then swimming suit, ladybug. That was the third one. I don't remember the last one. I thought that was cool. I think I might teachers about that because like some of the kids are actually really interested in it. Just some wrap up to recovery stuff that we went over earlier is having a safe, nurturing environment and always addressing the kids in a positive way. And using our view of creativity because our kids are always going to be having that creative outlook. And that's including using creative language. Okay, that's it. Source tab, if you guys want any of those, feel free to post them and send them.
Not always easy to address toddlers in kids in general in a positive,
Yeah,
Right.
warming way.
definitely be hard. Not even lying. Definitely be hard. Well, with that,
I should have brought the paper for the parent policy and I forgot.
Okay.
I'll forget what we've done here. When I walk out the door.
Did you have anything that you remember that you need to add or share with the parents about anything from policy council?
Well, actually, no, because by the time I got to parent policy, they started early that day for the
Yeah,
regular
with health
policy.
advisory. Yeah.
So I got there right when they were starting health advisory. So I don't. I don't know. They shared some interesting stuff on melatonin use.
yes.
And I know that a lot of parents use it, and I used it. I stopped using it. I was using it regularly for the boys, and no, I would just like researched it, and I don't know, do your own research. I mean, if your doctor is telling you to give it to your children, then do what's best for your kids. But I just think maybe doing some research. I know that there hasn't been a lot of like long-term studies for it because it's a newer thing that people started using more like prolonged, but
Right.
it was just interesting what they had to say.
Yeah.
And there was like the guy from Wick always goes. I don't like
Theo.
Theo. And he's like a nutritionist or something.
Yeah.
And he says it's best to just give like low sugar, high in protein snacks before bed, which it'll encourage them to sleep.
Yeah, it triggers
Right.
like one of the neurons in his brain.
Yeah. So like turkey or popcorn, or like yogurt that doesn't have a bunch of sugar in it, which is hard. I mean, I don't even like plain yogurt. Like plain Greek yogurt, I have to put honey, which is loaded with sugar. He didn't really encourage like fruit because it has a lot of sugar. I guess it like when you're sleeping, like if you have a snack and then you go to bed and then when you're sleeping, your insulin can spike because of the sugary snack that you ate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard, and like, let's face it, the healthier stuff is more expensive.
It is.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it harder.
Yeah,
it does.
Like, and then trying to find healthy snacks
that they'll eat.
Right. That they'll eat.
Right.
That they'll eat. It's very, very rough.
So I did just get an email from, I don't remember who it was, but they had sent me a list of snacks. It is actually a lot of fruits that trigger that melatonin in your brain.
Really? Fruit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. There's like kiwis, blueberries.
Oh yeah, that's right. Kiwi does help you sleep. That's right.
I'll probably post that on Dojo later today. Because I also want to post this at the same time, so I post them both at the same time and don't forget that I posted them. I'll be posting that later. That was the other thing I wanted to bring up. knew there was something. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will go post that and so you guys can see it.
Yeah. So just a lot of like, what am I contradicting stuff, especially with like TikTok and stuff, I constantly feel like I'm in a battle in my head because they have all this stuff now, like don't feed your kids this, you're poisoning them. Don't wash your clothes in this, you're poisoning yourself and your family. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like so stressful. I try, like, I want to do what's right and what's good, and then you have the doctors that are like, oh no, that's fine. And the dentists are like, oh, you need fluoride toothpaste. And then TikTok is like, oh, don't do that, it's poisoning you. And I'm just like
tap water and stuff
tap
too.
water, yeah, it has fluoride in this and that, and they tell you it's
There's a lot
good
of
for you
questioning
because you
things.
need it. And it's like, then you see online that it's like, it's putting you in a trance and making you like, it's just like all this crazy stuff is going on.
It's just not a lot of regulations on stuff here. Like
Yeah.
a lot of things that are banned in Europe are illegal
Right.
here.
Like the
Right.
red dyes and that's one thing that I try to keep out of our house now is the dyes. I can tell when if I give Roman something when we go to the dandy today, I'm sure he'll pick something out because we're going to the dandy every day after school. It's rough being next to this dandy and having to park over there because
Right.
it's so small and so. But now it's if you're good all week, we'll go Friday. So at least I've gotten that better, and he'll pick something out that has like red dye and stuff, and then he's already emotional, he's a toddler, but I can tell, he'll like gets crazier.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I just, I have a lot of friends with kids my age, and they're always like, well, I don't know what's wrong with them as they're handing them
Yeah.
fruit snacks with the dye, and like it's because we just don't know, we just don't know, and it's cheaper, like
It is.
it's, like who can afford
Yeah.
It's
then,
cheaper
like,
to buy junk food than it is to buy fruit. It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bad.
It
And
Yep.
is.
then like
And fruit goes bad for
It does.
well,
Yep.
it won't for long, but they're gonna make that so that won't happen. But
Yeah.
like that's another thing, even our fruit. Like, how do you know that it's good for us? Like, I can put fruit in my fridge and it won't go bad for months.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Like, is it
Just
really
a-
better for us?
Yeah.
And the only way to do, and that's another thing. Everybody's like, oh, grow your own, grow your own. We live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's cold 9 months out of 12. Like,
Yeah.
how am I? And then it won't rain for those 3 months. So you got to make sure you
Yeah.
water them
it.
right,
Yeah.
not overwater them. I'm just like, please just stop.
And then if you happen to get a freeze in the middle of summer, you got to make sure you cover them so they don't die.
Right. I just like,
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Mm-hmm.
crops and the fruit trees and stuff.
Yeah. The prediction for May is not good. Looking good.
Not pretty.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
All like 50s.
Yep. Yep.
30s at night and stuff.
I'm like we had 80s and 90s in April, and now we're going back to 50s and 30s. No thanks.
I tucked all my sweaters away and I was like, well, I guess not.
yeah. But yeah, I don't think there was really. Next time, maybe I'll have some more helpful information for parent policy.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're good.
Stuff from the staff. It's really just if there's going to be a pre-scheduled absence to let the teachers know before 8:30 because they're prepping breakfast for those kids when they go when the bus leaves, they're starting to prep breakfast. If they prep too much breakfast, then they're wasting all that food.
Mhm.
So they just want to know if kids are planned to not be here because like kids get sick in the morning and that's not planned. There's nothing you do about it. You just send us a message and let us know they're not coming.
Mhm. I try to, if we
Yeah.
have anything, I try to let
And-
someone know.
Yeah.
Right when I know, because I'll forget.
Yeah, that's why I'm here to remind you.
Yeah.
Just checking, hey, is everybody okay?
Yeah.
And then just when students are leaving early, because they said there have been a lot of students leaving early and they try to make sure that they're prepped enough to then just go when you're ready to go. Because sometimes they have to go and go.
Right.
Like there's no time to sit and chit chat and get your stuff around. So when students leave early, they just want to know so they can get them around and ready for them. I think that's all I had from the staff. So, and then just wanted to let everyone know that I'm getting ready to send out our May family engagement activity. And we're just gonna do, it's a paper. I wish I had a paper to show you because you guys would like it. I'm gonna send home a paper and glue sticks, and the kids are going to go outside and collect things, and they're gonna build a flower and return it. So they did umbrellas in April, so for April showers, and we're doing May flowers for May.
Okay.
I thought that was
That's
cute
cool.
play, and they'll hang them up inside the classroom. And they'll
Okay.
point,
All right, we haven't handed our umbrellas in yet, but we will. I've seen the one that, I think, someone, you posted it, and I'm like, sorry. Last weekend.
yes,
I'm horrible.
I'm excited to see what they're gonna bring because they were so excited to. Oh my gosh! Look at their craft. But I hung it like. Okay, the hangers are a little high for me, so I'm stretching up, and they're all watching me stretch up to hang it on the hanger. So, but they thought it was cool, and so when families get around to that, I like to hang them up. The other thing that I got yesterday is the Salvation Army is offering the Salvation Army in Towanda is offering a program called Journey of Hope. I think it's this summer. They're offering a bunch of different classes and assistance. So they're offering a self-esteem class, parenting classes, cooking classes. They're offering assistance for education for getting your GED. Thought that was really helpful for families to know because you don't, there's families who don't have it. That's great to have that help and support throughout. I think it's throughout the summer.
Yeah, that is nice. Because if,
Yeah.
unless you're like have a job or something that's paying for it, it can be
Yeah.
expensive to get your GED.
And there's a job seeking and resume writing course as well. So that's for families that are searching and looking. I thought it was really cool. I'll be posting this on Dojo as well so that they can have and can schedule all that. Yesterday. I don't think I have anything else. I think that's all I have written down for today, unless you guys have any questions or anything to add.
So I was just wondering, is there gonna be any kind of field trip this year for them, you think? I know that it's been like all over the place with staff and stuff, and I know this COVID thing and whatever. I just didn't know if
So, guidance was sent out yesterday, I think, for end of the year activities and email. It was either yesterday or the day before. So, from what I gather, if you are about this, if you're a volunteer and you're cleared to be a volunteer, then anything that they choose to do for the end of the year activities or anything, all those that are cleared volunteers can attend.
Okay.
If they're not a cleared volunteer, they cannot attend.
Right.
I'm not sure as far as usually the teacher would decide if they were doing a field trip, and being that they don't have a teacher or a study person yet,
right.
then I would probably say the chances of a field trip are pretty low.
Yeah.
So,
Well, could like Lois and Deb, could they like, or are they allowed to?
yes, and I can bring it up to Phyllis as well because Phyllis is their supervisor.
Right.
And she could talk with them and see if they could come up with something all together.
Yeah. I don't know. I just
Like a last end of the year hurrah.
right. Just
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what there is to do.
Right. Right.
I think it's like a farm or something. If someone had like a farm they could go to and see animals.
I wish
that would be
Farmer
cool.
Fred still had animals because that's a right down the road. You
Right.
can go see the animals and then like bring home whatever.
That doesn't exist anymore.
They don't
They
have,
have fun of friends, but they
Yeah.
just have like plants.
they don't have any animals. They used to
Gotcha.
have goats and cows, and I think they had a pony or a horse at one point, but they moved that farm portion back to where it was before.
Okay.
But
I know I seen I don't remember when it was, but I seen some class went to Shores. They had gotten a couple of goats and like animals and had a class come. I don't know, maybe they could.
To Shore Sisters?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really, I
Right.
don't know them.
Yeah.
I just,
But
I seen
something that can be
something
looked
when they
into.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know
I would
they're-
make note of that and
Yeah.
just double check with Phyllis and the teachers and see if maybe you could arrange something like that.
And how do you know, how would I know if I was a cleared volunteer? I
Have
don't
you done a volunteer
I
packet?
don't know. I feel like Kristen had us sign something.
Okay, it's a process.
And I've done a clearance thing. Miss Swingle had me do some thing.
Okay,
And I don't know.
let me check.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I go back to central office this afternoon, so when I go back, I can check and see if you are cleared for a volunteer
Okay.
and see how that works.
Right.
I know that it's a whole new process this year, different than it ever has been, and I know it's they have a packet of papers that they give. And have you lived in PA for the last 10 years?
Yes.
Okay, so you would not have to do FBI clearances.
Right.
But
Okay.
you'd have to do the other two clearances that are in the packet.
Okay.
So I will figure that out. And if not, we'll get you moving on that if you want to do that.
Okay.
And that should roll over for next year as well.
Okay.
So oh,
I'm
it's
sorry.
bad.
It's the time. It's like
Oh,
Roman has to go to kindergarten, but
right.
just starting at 9:30 is a little inconvenient,
I get it.
the
Yeah.
little one at 8:50 or 8
Right.
or whatever, and then I mean even the 15 I will have me and Owen will have to wait outside until 8:15 anyway, but
Right.
I don't know.
Aw.
Just for like a job purpose.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I
we'll
know.
miss them.
yeah,
I know.
I'm already gonna miss
I
Roman
know.
every morning.
You can come visit him anytime you want. Come borrow him. No.
I don't know how to start this or stop it. Should I say hi? Maybe.